Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And you know what time it is. It's time for left-wing journalists to get outraged about something to do with J.K. Rowling. In this case,
I thought you said something, and then it was going to be like, so a day that ends in Y.
That was a dramatic pause, yes.
Yeah.
In this case, we're going to talk about John Lithgow being confirmed to be playing Dumbledore in the Harry Potter reboot series. And we have this particular journo from the Metro saying that she's not going to forgive any actor who joins the Harry Potter TV series. I'm like, does that include the children? Are you going to attack the children?
Oh, they probably will, because you remember, you're not allowed to attack children, which I always agree, never attack children. But they have no problem doing it themselves.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this situation. It feels like, God, we're going right back to the Hogwarts Legacy boycott, which was such a massive failure. And in fact, I think the success of Hogwarts Legacy showed that there's still some life in the Harry Potter brand. The Harry Potter, money-making machine is not gonna slow down anytime soon. We've got, so many other licensees and whatever working with the Harry Potter brand. And of course, we've got Universal Orlando doing more Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy doing very well. They tried to boycott that. That did not work. J.K. Rowling just keeps getting richer and richer and richer. And honestly, every time they call for a boycott, it seems like it backfires.
Right. And I'm just thinking, like, I really don't think John Lithgow cares that Danny Scott has a problem with it.
No, I don't think a lot of these actors, I think they're actually going to wind up getting some pretty big name actors for this. And I think they're kind of over it. I mean, here's the weird thing, because Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, I don't know if Rupert Grint did. I think Rupert Grint was kind of on the fence about it, but they totally threw Rowling under the bus. So, for her, she's kind of like, yeah, I get to just like wipe the slate clean and start over again, right? With some new actors and just pretend they were never in it. But I really do feel bad for the kids who get cast, whoever they are, because I think the journalists are going to come after them, even if they wind up being not white. And I can almost guarantee you Hermione is not going to be white. But they're going to go after kids because nobody's off limits, right? Nobody's.
No, apparently not with these people. Yeah.
So let's talk about the latest freak out over Harry Potter. Like, what are they going to do when the show actually drops? Like, are they just going to like curl up in the fetal position and have a they thought they could get canceled?
Let me remind you, their problem with Rowling, they loved her when she pandered really hard to them before. They're just mad because she refuses to go along with some of the trans stuff. That's what they're mad about. You mean like she's like, a person in menstruation, you mean a woman, that kind of thing like that. That's what they're mad about.
So what what I saw happen in real time with Rowling is, you want to talk about, people talk about being red pilled. Her initial opinions weren't that bad, right? But then what happened is, as her own side kept attacking her, she just went harder and harder and harder
right
on it. Like, if they had not, I'm going to be honest, if they had not tried to cancel her for her relatively mild opinions at first, I do not believe she would have spent the next 4 or 5 years tweeting about trans and women's issues every damn day.
Well, yeah, I think so. If they had just handled it a different way, I don't think it would have gotten to this point.
So let's talk about all this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
If you're not getting notifications, go out to clownfishtv.substack.com. You will get notifications if you sign up for them. They will be emailed to you every time we upload a new video. So yeah, I was kind of surprised that John Lithgow got picked to play Dumbledore because...
Oh, no, I can see it.
Oh, I can totally see it, but he's an American.
Oh, that's true. Well, so they're already going to pick Americans now. And they're probably going to, race swap characters.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they picked him, because I believe Rowling originally said that in the movies, they all had to be British actors. So yeah, he said yes. He said those 3 little words from John Lithgow confirmed his intention to play Albus Dumbledore in the upcoming Harry Potter TV show made me lose all respect for him. The 79-year-old actor, very well-regarded actor, by the way. Lithgow has been in so many great things over the years. He was in The Crown, Conclave, Third Rock from the Sun. He was in Santa Claus the movie. He was in The World According to Garp. Yeah. Does that count? Because I think he played a trans character in that movie.
He was Shrek. He was in Shrek too. He was
in Shrek. Yeah.
He was. Yeah. What's his nuts? Farquaad.
What's his nuts?
Farquaad. I'm sorry, Rachel Zegler. I mean Farquaad.
Yeah, he said, I'm very excited. Some wonderful people are turning their attention back to Harry Potter. Yeah, because cancel culture it's on its way out. I can't say it is very last year. I can't say that it's completely over, but I think that a lot of celebrities now, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's okay. We don't have to be afraid of losing our careers for liking the wrong tweet or for, taking a movie role or, something like that. Now, obviously, if you're involved in like abuse or something, that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
That's a different thing, right? But we're talking about like, celebrities that were getting canceled for a lot of stuff. And people were like, no celebrities they're not gonna join the cast of Harry Potter because she's such a bigot. And it's like, well, no, actually, I think a lot of them are gonna be lining up to join it. HBO has since clarified that the deal is yet to be finalized. I'm resolute with my opinion. I won't forgive any actor who joins this production.
So it doesn't matter who they cast. They're going to be pissed about it. Like, it could be somebody that completely is on board with them, but they're going to be pissed about it because they've decided they're going to be pissed. But again, newsflash, Danny, no one cares.
Nobody cares about you. No one
gives a shit about what you think or how you feel. Now, look, that being said, if you really, really, really don't want to support this show, or you really don't want to support J.K. Rowling, or you don't want to support this stuff or that stuff, that's your choice. You know what? You have that right. And I'm not going to say you don't. You have that right, and that is cool. You can do that. But you cannot demand everybody else do the same. You cannot demand that we have to, agree with you in hating everything because, the casting choices, because you don't like it. That's why I always said you're allowed to like things, you're allowed to not like things. You're just not allowed to bully others in response.
Yeah, so here's the thing. She's not going to go broke. I think they want her like broke in a cardboard box living on the street. That's never going to happen. She's got more money than God at this point. She rakes in.
No, that's Elon Musk.
That's Elon Musk. Yeah. So she rakes in $50 million to $100 million every year just from the royalties, I think, on the books. And they say as far as her income goes on merchandising, stuff like that, so that includes the theme parks and all that stuff, $60-80 million. Mm-hmm. She's not going to go broke anytime soon, right? So I don't think she cares if you forgive her or not. I really don't think she cares. I don't think HBO cares. We know, and we're going to do another video today talking about kind of the state of Warner Brothers and their gaming division anyway, but they need money desperately. Like Warner Brothers needs a hit so bad. They lost so much money. We talked about Joker the other day that Zaslav was not happy with it not making bank. And they've been laying people off left and right. They've been canceling projects. Their games divisions in shambles. The one thing they can bet on if it's done well is Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're going to do.
I was reading this. It's like, about this thing in there. To go back up, I was reading this here. I can no longer blindly pretend it's possible to separate the art from the artist. What publication is this?
Metro, UK.
Metro. Oh my God! I can no longer pretend to separate the publication from the author. Maybe not all of you should do the same.
It's so ridiculous.
Boycott Metro. I'm sorry, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are boycotting Metro.
But I'm just saying, it's like, that's stupid. Oh, I'm 27. Oh, I never would have guessed.
Like most people my age, I was a huge Harry Potter fan as a kid and well into my teens. I devoured all the films, read all the books fervently, and held on to my first editions as if my life depended on it. I was completely besotted with this fantasy world until my early 20s. Then the worst thing happened. A few years ago, Rowling launched what I can only describe as a tirade against a community I care about. So not even actually trans themselves. Transgender people. She insists she's taking a stand for women's rights. However, I believe she spouts hate and attacks those who disagree with her with a laser focus.
That's so ironic, considering what this woman's writing in the article. She's doing nothing but spouting hate and attacking an actor who's taking a role that has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling, but spouting hate with laser precision on anyone who's hired for these roles. But isn't that the same coin, different side? Potato, Danny.
So this is where they start doing the mental gymnastics, right? Like, look, you don't have to agree with what J.K. Rowling says. Nobody's telling you that. Same with the Hogwarts Legacy situation. Like you said, if you want to boycott it, you don't like her, you think she runs at the mouth, whatever. That's on you. I mean, there's some celebrities and some people I don't buy their stuff because I'm like, yeah, I think they're annoying and I don't want to give them any money. I know in the grand scheme of things, my money doesn't really matter. But, I'm just like, I don't want to have their stuff on my shelf because I think they're, horrible people or whatever. And you're allowed to think that.
You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to boycott. You're allowed to do that. But the problem is she's going after John Lithgow, which has, nothing to do with it other than the fact he was going to take a role that's a job.
Yeah, right. And this is John Lithgow. And last I checked, I mean, I think he's pretty even keel, but I do think he leans liberal. So if he had a problem with it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, here's what they do, the mental gymnastics. Like, remember when they were going to, like, scratch her name out of all the books or scratch her name off the covers so they could justify, like, I can read this Harry Potter book as long as I take her name off of it. It's totally fine. They want to separate her from the creation, and they can't do that. She says part of her own rules, I could still watch my DVDs without fattening up her bank accounts. And I have many times, particularly at Christmas.
Well, how dare you? You bigot. How dare you, Danny? You're consuming her work. You're not giving her more money, but you're consuming the work. How very dare you? If you're going to stand by this and you're going to make this big overture about how you should boycott the show and all this other crap, and you can't separate the art from the artist, how very dare you, Danny? You're a hypocrite. You're a bigot hypocrite who's just literally killing trans people by watching that at Christmas. Merry Christmas, I guess.
Instead of every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. Every time you fire up Harry Potter in the DVD player, a trans person falls over. Right? That's right. That's on you,
I mean, this
Danny.
is ridiculous.
This is like they've done so many. They're like, well, we can buy a used copy of Hogwarts Legacy. I'm like, no, wouldn't the right thing to do be like, I'm not going to play Hogwarts Legacy at all? You're actually already trying to figure out how to buy it without actually being the ones to give her money, but somebody else had to buy it for you to buy a pre-owned copy.
But they were trying to hide that they were playing it. They were trying to, people were giving them hacks to hide they're even playing it. Yeah. Because they didn't want their friends to know they were. And the kicker is, I know trans people who have no problem with J.K. Rowling and who played the games and they're excited about the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of look, I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, she's incredibly wealthy. So when you're that wealthy, you can do pretty much whatever the hell you want to do. But if I were her PR manager, I'd be like, Joe, you can get your opinions out there, but could you not make it your entire Twitter person?
Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, it's like her whole identity now, and and I do agree that she wouldn't be going so hard in the paint if they hadn't threatened her and tried to cause her problems. You made your own enemy on that one.
Yes, and they picked the wrong person to provoke. And but again, Warner Brothers knows Harry Potter's money. They're not going to kick her to the curb. I mean, Hershey Chocolate was doing something with Harry Potter. Universal's still working with her, and she's involved in everything. I mean, you try to be like, oh yeah, separate her from whatever. I'm giving the money to Warner Brothers. No, she has got one of the best contracts in the entire entertainment business. They've actually rewritten contracts, royalty contracts now, because she got too good of a deal, because they never could have foreseen how big Harry Potter was going to be. And everything gets her sign off, or her company's sign off. So
this Danny, she gets better. She's just so seething. It's just glorious. With John Lithgow's admittedly premature revelation this week, I believe that sets a worrying tone for future announcements for a show that simply shouldn't exist. And unlike some fans, I don't take issue with an American actor playing Dumbledore, and certainly not of one of his caliber. He's a multi-award winning, including 6 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor. Yeah.
By taking this role, he's signaling that he does not care about trans women. I'm like, come on.
So that's why I believe any actor who puts their name to the show.
Child actors not included.
Okay.
You bitch. I guarantee you and crew will go after them. You might use a different name, but I guarantee you will.
Yes, they will. Or somebody will. If it's not them, some crazy ass activist will dox these kids or harass their parents or try to get their parents fired from their jobs or something. They will, because we've seen this time and time again. Hell, I talked about it before. I just talked about it with a friend last night. Somebody tried to get me fired from my own company. Freaking a couple of years ago, I forgot all that until recently. I'm like, oh yeah, somebody left a crazy ass message on the voicemail. Like, did you know that you're helping Clownfish? Because Clownfish is part of a bigger thing. And it's like, do you know you're helping Clownfish TV spread, hatred and bigotry and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
they should be fired.
They should be fired. I'm like, okay, next time I haul myself in my office, I will fire myself.
I will give myself a stern talking to.
I'll give myself a stern
I
talking to.
will say kick their ass harder. Anyway, continue.
Make them angrier. That only happened one time. But I was like, God, you people are dumb.
Well,
so
no one
dumb.
said they were smart. Anyway.
No, they're not. He did. He rolled according to Garp. He was a trans woman. He received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. That movie was depressing as hell. The World According to Garp. Like, if you ever want to off yourself or don't want to off yourself, don't watch that movie. I remember I watched that movie one year when I was alone for the holidays. My family was elsewhere, and I was feeling kind of bad. And I watched it. I'm like, God, everything sucks. I hate this movie. And I hate this. I hate my life.
Everything sucks. Let's go on with Danny here.
Okay.
So they're talking about, about these other actors and stuff. And they said these actors need to be careful. Why? Because you're watching them, Danny? Because while Lithgow's involvement might define him for the last chapter of his life, because he's old, they're still in their prime. So in 10 years or whenever this project runs out of steam, that paycheck might be worth losing their fan base. Fans like me. Trust me, they don't want fans like you. You are obnoxious and a complete prick. They want actual fans who like them, that aren't going to be like judgy and preachy and demand that they have to take the roles that you accept. There's a lot of actors that do roles I don't like, but you know what? I still like the actor, or I'll still watch other things they do. But you're like making these low key threatening bullshit, and trust me, Danny, you're not that important. You're really not.
Yeah. So Lithgow isn't the only one being eyed up for the series. They're talking about, they were actually, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're looking at a black guy to play Snape. It doesn't matter. They're just like, they're going to go after.
I know that doesn't make any sense to me, because he's portrayed as being really pale and everything else.
I know.
Yes,
that's the thing. Snape, like even Alan Rickman wasn't accurate as Snape. I mean, he was fantastic, but he wasn't like book accurate Snape. But
the obvious target are the Weasleys, because they're they're gingers and we're basically interchangeable.
Oh my God, I just can't believe. Yeah, so they're still in private. Basically, Lithgow might not care because he's old. He's going to die soon. He's old and he's going to die soon. So, but these other actors, for the rest of your life, you worked with that bigot. The weird thing is, other than a couple of the kids that worked on the Harry Potter movies, a lot of those actors came out in support of J.K. Rowling.
Mm-hmm. And this Danny going about 10 years. I'm like, yeah, Danny, where are you going to be in 10 years? I can't wait to see your takes on things in 10 years. You're going to look back on it and be like, wow, that was stupid.
Not working at the Metro, because I don't think it's going to be around in 10 years, the way things are going now. Oh my God. Yeah. Let's stop pretending there's any purpose to them doing this other than lining their pockets. And let's make it clear, as the owner of the property and executive producer, they were mad about that too. They didn't think she should be allowed to be an executive producer on her own series. She will profit greatly from this show. Yeah.
And is it about money? Yeah. No one's debating that.
Then apparently she donates to this 4-woman Scotland group, which is a group attempting to contest whether trans women with a gender recognition certificate had the same legal rights as women under the Equality Act of 2010. Okay, that's above my pay grade. I'm not going to pretend to understand all of that stuff, but it makes her very, very angry. Rowling pledged massive sum of money there. Many people cite separating the art from the artist in defense of still watching Harry Potter, but you do. You just watch them on TV.
I cannot morally object to all these views and engage with something she directly profits from. You just admitted to watching the movies, and you're like, I didn't buy it again, so she doesn't profit again. Doesn't matter. If you're so morally superior and you are this uptight and angry about this whole situation, then the only proper thing to do is not watch it at all. You are a hypocrite. Total hypocrite.
So John Lithgow and any other established actor who signs on to this new Harry Potter show, I ask you, if you know pride in your work or sense of allyship, and I would not.
27-year-old would use the allyship word.
I would not have put my email address on that article there.
She did.
Yeah.
Wait, she did.
Yeah. I'm not going to flash it again. It's there. You can go out and find it. There's that, or I think it's their editor or something. I'm like,
I'm sure if it's her editor, not going to be happy about that.
Oh my God.
Damn.
So yeah, this is just another, I mean, just wait until, so here, I mean, this is again, the mental gymnastics. So what is going to happen when Epic Universe opens? And I've talked about this before, and people are like, well, I don't want to support JK Rowling, but I really need to go to Nintendo World. It's like, okay, but you do realize that the cost of admission is giving her money. Because they have to pay her every year. They pay her royalties and they pay her like a, whatever.
Yeah, you're paying
licensing
Nintendo too, and all the other places are licensing from. But you're going to be paying her as well.
You're absolutely going to be giving her money. Just going to Universal, you're giving her money because they have to pay her every year, right? She's got a big fat deal and she makes a lot of her money from those theme parks. Yeah, they didn't cancel her. They're like, oh no, we're just going to put more Harry Potter. We're going to put more Harry Potter.
They put the Ministry of Magic and they have the Streets of Paris and it looks amazing.
It looks amazing. Now, what's going to be interesting, and this is kind of a side tangent, is the visuals of the show going to follow the movies, or are they going to go off in a different direction because they're basing everything on the movies?
Oh, you mean for the theme parks and stuff?
Yeah, so they're basing everything off the movies because that's the most well-known version of Harry Potter. But like, what if Diagon Alley and Ministry of Magic and all these things look different on the TV show? I mean, they probably
will. But then again, they're obviously taking creative license because they're going to race swap characters that are clearly listed as one. Like Snape is very pale.
Not anymore.
No.
But yeah, I don't know, guys. We're gonna see so much screeching. The thing is that I don't think we're gonna see as much because what happened was all the faux outrage. It's legit outrage for some people, but all the attempts to boycott Hogwarts Legacy actually wound up being a boycott, and I think a lot of people are gonna support.
I think people are just going to step over them.
Yeah.
And step over. And you know, like I said, again, if you really feel strongly that you shouldn't support it, then by all means don't. I get it. I'm not going to fault you for that unless you're out there attacking the actors and attacking other people like the other writer did. Then we got a problem because, you're allowed to have your personal opinions and feelings on it, but that doesn't give you a right to go out and cause trouble for other people. You're more than welcome to not support it, but don't go to Epic Universe or Universal anytime soon.
You're not allowed to. Yeah, even if you just go and visit Nintendo and you don't go to the Harry Potter portion of the park, she's still getting part of your ticket, right?
Don't buy Hershey's. Don't buy anything she's associated with.
Don't buy Hershey's. Don't buy Lego because Lego's giving her money. Even if you don't buy the Harry Potter sets, well, they're supporting her. You can't.
Right, by your logic.
By your logic, you can't subscribe to HBO. You can't support Warner Brothers at all. You can't support any of these companies because you might give her money accidentally. You don't want to accidentally give her money, and because she's going to think about you when she's counting her money. She's going to think about you personally and be like, oh my God,
why did I drop millions this year? It's because of Danny.
It's because of Danny.
It's
Danny,
not going to happen. It's going to be why did I go up millions this year? It's because of Danny.
This is your 50 cents, Danny. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're on board with all my political beliefs, Danny. This is coming from another publication, Harry Potter and the Chokehold of Capitalism. I just had the very first paragraph. This is about that selective activism. When Hogwarts Legacy was announced, I had all but shunned the Harry Potter franchise entirely on account of J.K. Rowling's problematic, albeit very publicly displayed opinions. However, I did end up buying the game when it was released earlier this year. The switching gears may be brushed off as selective activism, yes, but I believe the controversy behind Hogwarts Legacy deserves closer inspection.
Because I want to play it.
Because I want to play it. Yeah. It's just like, come on, guys. Whatever. She's not going to go broke. The general public, I think, unless the show looks like complete ass, the general public is going to eat it up. They're going to be like, oh my God, there's more Harry Potter. Oh my God, we're going to do stuff that we didn't see before because, the books we shortened or condensed it for film, especially the last couple. And we're going to get to see all that. I don't know. Good luck with that, I guess, but they're going to screech about it until the show comes out and probably for the entire duration of the show. They're going to screech about it.
So John Lithgow might play Albus Dumbledore, Danny Scott most affected.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So let's wrap this up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.